Aaron Sanchez? Seriously?
Yeah, and he's starting right away. Whatever happened to spring training and having to be ready? But I don't think it's a part of a long-term plan to have him help the major league team. Hopefully not anyway. Otherwise, there's something seriously wrong with his pitching staff. But Aaron Sanchez is a good guy. If he can pitch middle relief later in the season at some point, they'd have to clear a roster spot, but there's plenty of eligible pitchers and players that you could clear off this roster and nobody would claim. So it's all good.
Bob doesn't think that he'll ever make an appearance with the Jays. I tend to differ. Is there a chance he shows up in Toronto?
Yeah, there's a chance. He's only 31 years old. It feels like he's been around forever, but he was thrown in the mid 90s. I think if you want a 3 or 4 out guy later in the season and see how it goes from there. But we haven't even seen him throw at Buffalo yet. I think he's scheduled to start for the Bisons, and that's just to stretch him out, give him some innings, give him enough pitches, and see if he can fill a middle relief role. He's not trying out as a starter in Buffalo. He's just getting his pitches in.
Well, really what it shows is the desperation of the Blue Jay organization as far as pitching is concerned, outside of the major leagues. Even in the major leagues, their bullpen has been terrible lately.
Yeah, the bullpen, Bob, the bullpen year to year for any team is the most volatile part of the roster. And the Blue Jays believed, and most of us watching believed, that this bullpen had gotten longer and stronger with Chad Green coming back, but now he's on the IL. With Jimmy Garcia, he hasn't pitched in 5 days, and it shows. Their long guy, Bowden Francis, is on the IL, so they got to bring in a bunch of guys one at a time for 3 outs, and it's really catching up with them. But the volatility of a major league bullpen is showing itself here because they felt that along with the rotation, that was the part of the team of the Blue Jays heading into 24 that they didn't really need to worry about. But the concern is there now. And you look at the minor league, to your point, Bob, you look at the minor leagues, and they've got like maybe 2 or 3 guys that are at lower levels, and you don't see those prospects knocking on the door begging,
right, exactly,
demanding to get a spot on the team.
Right. Well, I think that's where Sanchez could fit in, as you suggested, maybe in middle relief.
In for the short term, for sure.
I don't disagree with that.
All right, so last night's game was a disaster. Let's face it, it was a complete, utter disaster. We are taping this before the afternoon game starts, so the good news is we don't have to comment on the afternoon game. But Rich, what the hell is going on? Seriously.
Well, I mean, you see every team that the Blue Jays play lately, their star player steps up, whether it's Bobby Witt Jr., whether it's Bryce Harper, whether it's C.J. Abrams with the Nationals. There's a star player that steps up to the plate and gets a hit when their team needs it. And the Blue Jays don't have that right now. I mean, I've always felt like Bo Bichette and Vlad Guerrero Jr. were going to be integral parts of anything that happened in a good way moving forward, because my belief is that you need at least 2 homegrown guys to create a sustainable championship run. You can't just do it with 9 mercenaries in your batting order. But these 2 guys, Bo and Vlad, have really let it down, and it reflects itself when they play another team and their stud steps to the plate and comes through. And the Jays continually go into games, third inning. By the third inning, they've got no offense produced. And George Springer at the top of the order has got to be moved. There's no doubt about it. But yeah, this team right now isn't on the same level as the Dodgers, the Phillies, other teams that play. They haven't even played the Orioles yet. So we'll see.